And good afternoon and welcome to day 3 here at the Broadbeach Bowls Club of the 2024 Australians Championships. And today we're bringing you live coverage of the discipline of the women's and men's fours event. We've seen the triples and pairs come to a conclusion, and now it's all about the fours. And this is a big match, especially after the result we just saw, and we'll cover off that soon. But first of all, I've got a very special guest. My name is Barry Lester, and I'm joined by the Bowls Queensland President, Mr. Brian Marshall. Good afternoon, Brian.
Good afternoon, Barry. What a magnificent day we got here at Broadbeach. Sun shining, the wind's not too bad, beautiful running green, and got 8 great competitors out here this afternoon. So ticks all the boxes for a great and exciting afternoon of lawn bowls.
We sure do. We've changed location today. We're over on Green 1, so we're bringing you the action from Green 1 instead of Green 4, as we saw the last couple of days. And it's a lovely day, like you say. And speaking about the talent on show, let's start with South Australia. Top of screen there, Margaret, Chandler, Kellie, Paull, Jennifer, Redshaw and Sharon, Cavanagh. From South Australia, they had a nice win this morning over New South Wales, winning 12-10. And Bourke for Queensland, Lynsey, Clarke, Chloe Stewart and Kelsey, Cottrell, all international level players. But there is a big story coming out of that team and what happened this morning. Queensland actually had a draw with Northern Territory, and we'll just brush over it quickly. Unfortunately for that team, losing a 5 on the last end to draw with NT. So well done to Northern Territory, pushing that star-studded lineup of Queensland all the way to the last end. And it's 15 ends, of course. Round 2 in 2 hour and 30-minute time limits, being sectional play. And the dead ends will be replayed. Brian?
Mate, I actually saw that last bowl. Absolute cracking bowl by the Northern Territory skip, though. Barry had one place to hit it, and she hit it right where she had to.
And you don't mind that, do you? No one likes to drop a 5, but as long as they play the correct shot and then it comes off.
Absolutely colossal bowl, mate. Nothing you can do about it. But, mate, you don't worry about the last game. As you said, though, everybody can go on Bowls now. Go to Bowls Link and have a look at the results, have a look at the ladders, and you see what I mean about an exciting afternoon here at Broadbeach.
And so far, Queensland, a couple of titles, night 1, well, day 1 as well. Not quite, last night wasn't quite our turn in terms of Queensland, but to win up a couple of titles early on in the event must be pretty proud.
Very, very proud, mate, with very, very strong representation, though, isn't it? I mean, you look across the field here, and as I've said to a lot of the representatives here playing, I said there's no easy games in this field, is there? Like it is the best of the best just about playing in this event. Of course, a lot of the Australian players with their commitments and that, Barry couldn't start at club level. It was a very strong representative year as we've had, as they have every year also too. But gee whiz, quality field. The majority of them have just come off playing the Australian sides and staying on to tomorrow the singles, and concludes on Friday with the mixed pairs. And you look at some of the field and you just say to yourself, this is what you want to play in, isn't it?
So true. Yeah, it is a big commitment. We've covered that off a fair bit the last few days, just going in depth, talking to our special guest in the commentary box, people such as Dylan Fisher, Christina Christic, and just even Andrew Howie from an event event management perspective, just to talk about the journey that these players go on from clubland across weeks and months to then potentially a long break through to now. And it's a big commitment, but we've also spoken, Brian, it's not always just about the medal, it's about making memories.
And that's what it's all about. I mean, one thing as I've always said, and most of the viewers who listen to me always say, that in the game of lawn bowls, you just meet a lot of friends, and the conversation never stops. You just pick up when you see each other again on where you left off last time, which I think is absolutely outstanding, and one great aspect of our game. I mean, not only is it a game where anybody can participate, no matter their illness, their strengths or anything, because it's all about hand-eye coordination, but also too the friendships you make, Barry, you have them for life.
Yeah, so true. Look at all that colour out there. It really is a nice sunny day, blue skies. And we've got plenty of palm trees around. Obviously, the salt air, the ocean breeze coming in. Nice day for it here. Not many excuses for poor bowls in these conditions. And see a nice bowl coming in here.
Great bowl.
Yeah, sitting that bowl nicely.
Just sitting, Lynsey, just a couple of rolls out. But, I mean, when you look at this this side here representing Queensland in this, 3 of the skips that just won the ladies' district sides are participating in this one rink.
Yeah,
It's
massive.
not bad, is it? And then you throw in Kira Bourke that's leading, who's going away to play over in Hong Kong very shortly for Australia. For the Northern Territory to have a 15-all draw on 15 ends, what an outstanding achievement.
Yeah, so true. Kira Bourke, superstar of the game, only still very young. Been around the program for a while, and it's great to see her heading over to Hong Kong. That's going to be an event we'll watch closely from afar. We unfortunately won't be there, Brian.
No,
we missed
won't
that
be.
invite, but
Yeah,
we'll be right behind the Aussies over there, and like you say, Chloe Stewart, skipper of the event at the Ellie Shield there, and Queensland getting that Marge Morris trophy back in their hands.
First time for a few years, and Chloe, of course, the best performed rink. Lynsey, Clarke, I know Kelsey came second, I think, in that, and also got player of the series for Queensland View. And of course, well, everybody knows what a great player Lynsey Clarke is, still is, and always has been. And what those players bring to the squad, though, Barry, is not just their bowling ability, is it? It's their all-round knowledge, and they just bring so much skill to the younger players.
And of course, there's a lot of games going on as well around us, being round 2 action of the sectional play. Men's Victoria Fours taking on Tasmania. They lead 1-0. Women's Fours, New South Wales, well, they're 2-0 up over NT. Be interesting to see if New South Wales can bounce back after their loss, and if NT can use that last end as some confidence building moving into the second round of this sectional play. And also the men's for South Australia taking on Queensland. We'll be keeping an eye on that one, especially for our locals, as we see the skipper here for South Australia, Sharon Cavanagh, on the forehand.
Nice little draw down here, Barry, isn't it? Just drop inside this front bowl, which she's going to do just nicely. She sits Lynsey here at the back. Maybe just fell out.
Just needed something a little bit thicker there, either the front one or the back one. Great weight control. Kelsey Cottrell on the backhand. A little touch of this jack. She can make 3 or 4.
Yeah, ever so true, Barry. And looks as though first part of it she's got right, starting to work her way into the head now. She's not going to be too far away from this.
Needs to hold on. Maybe get a flop off the wall. She has.
Well, that's a great bowl by Kelsey. Really, as you said, Barry, caught it brilliantly there. Bit of a touch on that. Trail that 18 inches, probably three shots. But gee whiz, what a great bowl from Kelsey. She's got the one out of it. So, as all great skips do, mate, they ease the damage, don't they?
Absolutely. There's big names everywhere across this green and the 2 greens, and we'll cover off as much as we can.
What a great looking
throughout
bowl
the day.
there too. Maybe just going to... Oh, what a bowl. Sat that brilliantly.
It's all happening here, ladies and gentlemen.
That could be 2 shots out of that.
Let's have a look. Chloe Stewart, well, she's taken one out. And out comes the measure.
Here comes the measure. When in doubt, get the measure out.
No, it is 2.
It is 2. She's made it. Early call.
South Australia, well, they bite back.
And that's, as we said, Barry, there's no such thing as an easy game out here when you're playing at this level, is there?
Not at all. So that's 2 all after 2 ends. A little observation early. Both lengths so far around that 24 to 25 metre mark. So it'll be interesting to see what South Australia do here. Yeah, just watching that mat placement. So a couple of metres up. And the South Australian skip there from Moonta. We'll talk a bit about Moonta soon. Sharon Cavanagh standing quite a fair way up the rink there, so it's going to be something similar as that jack falls in short. Once again, around that 25 to 26 metre mark. So far, the 3 lengths on that short to medium length. You ever been to Moonta, Brian?
No, I played a bit in South Australia, Barry, but it's one club I have not been to. I've been to most of the clubs around Adelaide, of course. Scotty, Thorburn territory, of course. I went over there to play Federation Week with the Queensland Greenkeepers and had a sensational week. We had lectures every morning from various companies. It was absolutely fantastic week, and it was just fantastic to see some of the facilities and that they have over there.
Well, Moonta was the host of the Australia versus South Africa Test Series way back in 2009, I believe.
Yeah.
And I was there, and gee, they put on a great facility, a great show, Moonta Bowls Club. And the Copper Coast in South Australia, I just remember seeing all the canola fields
there,
for hours.
Yeah.
Beautiful yellow canola fields everywhere you went for hours heading out to Moonta. And once we got there, I remember across that series, Brian, I was working as Community Development Officer for Bowls Australia.
Yep.
I had 480 school kids come and watch. That's
right.
how much they love bowls over there.
That was fantastic. I initially, my first trip to South Australia, Barry, was for a rugby tour. I went over there to play their state team, and again, the hospitality, wonderful destination. We finished up at a place that you may be a little bit familiar with, a place called the Barossa Valley.
Oh, nice.
Which was, absolutely absolutely superb. But, mate, the bowling trip was fantastic. Played on some great greens over there, and again, visited the Adelaide Oval, which was absolutely sensational to talk to the curator there and his work and everything he had to do and look at his machinery. It was a fantastic trip, mate.
Bump into any cellar doors, did you, over there, Brian?
I did, mate, from the Barossa Valley, yes. The unfortunate thing about it, though, it was a great day down the Barossa. We thoroughly enjoyed it, had a great lunch, but our coach very wisely pulled on a training session on before we were dismissed that day, so we were all pretty well behaved, mate.
Very good. Kira Bourke just edging the jack out into the open there, so you can see that jack left of screen, about a metre off the centre. So that just catches everyone's attention.
Well, Lynsey's got a beautiful track on this if she's got the run. Just not too sure. She seems to be running in very nicely now. Just watching the finish on this green, it's not too bad at all, really, Barry, this time of the day. A little bit quicker than I reckon it was this morning. Probably a bit of heavy dew this morning, but...
Yeah, 15.73 I've got it, Brian.
Well, that's not a bad pace, so
It's
you
lovely.
can play your shots. Breeze really not that effective at the moment to affect the bowl. It's a little bit inconsistent, but very pleasant temperature-wise, though.
This black and white bowl coming in here. Someone's a Collingwood supporter. Unfortunate for them, Brian.
It was, mate, but Lynsey, as she said, she listened to my commentary, and as I always said, you can't be knocked up if you're not sure, Barry.
Yes, out on a nice line again, as we've come to see over the years. Lynsey, Clarke, textbook delivery. Might get a little bit of love off that wing bowl there.
A little bit of love there.
Wow, never hurts.
What a great position there too by Lynsey. As I said, again too, she's done a fantastic job with the pathways coaching and everything, and the academy that they've put together in Queensland. Her and Alan Thorpe, Barry, absolutely second to none. And you've only got to look at the people in the academy just to see how well they're going in the game to show it's really working.
Yeah, great initiative.
Absolutely.
Jennifer Redshaw, left-hander, quite a tall lady, gets down nice and low. I think she might have Chloe covered there, Brian.
Yep.
Chloe, as we know, quite a tall girl herself. I reckon Jennifer might just edge her out there.
You wouldn't want to bet on who is the tallest. I think you could be right, but Chloe got a beautiful line on this one here. I just don't think she's quite got the... No, just going a little bit too fat. It's not a bad home, though, for Chloe.
I love the uniforms. We've spoken about the clubs being able to come over, and even though the scoreboard says South Australia, wear their club uniforms, plenty of colour, plenty of flair, and great to put their club names out there on show.
One thing I must admit, though, even from the last time I was here, which wasn't that long ago, Barry, I can't get over the amount of cranes working on all the buildings around here.
Yes. I think the economy's pretty strong in these parts, Brian.
I think so, mate. I was just talking to Aidan this morning. He said in all the photographs he's taken, there's not one without a crane in it. No matter what angle he takes. So it shows you the amount of work going on around Broadbeach Bowls Club.
Yeah, not lacking any accommodation options for those that are looking to come up here and come away and just get a week or two of bowls in, and just
great club, mate.
Enjoy the facilities and the area. It's plenty to do.
Tell you what, better line than this one. She's going to be onto her own. Going to promote it. She is.
That'll do. So that's at least 2. The other one might have snuck in for 3.
I like the one that's normally in front as a rule on the line. So be a good measure at this stage, but still plenty of bowls to come.
So Moonta Bowling Club representatives, the state champs from South Australia, taking on the big-named Queensland formidable side. It is always anyone's this game. Doesn't matter what your name is, what your resume looks like, and that is the beauty of bowls. But South Australia, after coming off that win against New South Wales, 12-10, they'll be confident here. Oh,
absolutely, as they should be too. And I watched a fair bit of that game too, as well as the Queensland games. Barry, and I must admit, they played some great bowls because that's a pretty handy lineup there for New South Wales too, just quietly.
Very handy. We'll cover off the players that are on this green and the green next door. There's a plethora of great players, big name players. As well, not quite.
May
Sharon
have taken
Cavanagh.
that front one out. May have.
Yeah, a couple of more turns on that. She probably would have got second. Kelsey Cottrell, touch of the jack, 18 inches, 2 feet. She can make 4 here, maybe 5.
Bowl's starting to work its way into their head now. It comes down to her weight. Girls are egging it on. Not too far away. A great bowl there from Kelsey.
Well, that's the boss. Resting toucher. Chloe there reaching for the chalk. Just waiting for Sharon Cavanagh to set up for her delivery. Sharon here. If she can't actually get the shot, next best result here, just to cut it back or put it into a good area. So I think Kelsey will be looking to trail this again here.
I don't think she's quite got the weight to reach this.
Just
little inside edge off this one. Going to ease the damage.
Now, I've got a bit of a theory, Brian, and we're seeing it already on this green, and we've seen it the last 2 days. Robbie and I have chatted about it. We've spoken it with the other commentators. The ocean side always seems to be the wide side. We're seeing it right now.
Yeah. Mate, I did Wynnum Leagues Bowls Club for quite a few years, Barry, right down on the water, and even you'd be surprised when you're this close to the ocean how even high tide affects the pace of a green.
Yep, doesn't surprise me. Great weight from Kelsey.
Yeah, beautiful weight there from Kelsey.
So they'll take 2 out. 1, 2. Is it 3? Well, they both put their fingers in positions we couldn't see them.
Mate, thirds do that to me all the time, Barry.
And I'll go off the scoreboard now. Yep. Sorry about that, ladies and gentlemen. We'll give you that score very soon. But it definitely was a multiple. So it's 4-2. And we'll see what the score lies now. They're flicking the board over.
No, they're not.
They're going to flick the board over. Oh, very good. Look at you go, Robbie. Well done, mate. So four plays 2 after 3 ends.
Must have been just the 2 then, Barry.
Yeah, Robbie's too quick for me. What a superstar he is. And look at this length.
Yeah, they've gone for the short length, which I've noticed they did this in the first game too a few times.
So Matt way back there on the tee.
Yep.
And that jack is, I reckon, 2 metres past the minimum. So that's 23 metres. It's as short as it gets, really. Not many people play any less than that. If they do, you've got a pretty good lead roll on the jack there,
Well, you have, absolutely. And this is the importance of having a lead that can play to your length. And I noticed that when they played short ends against Northern Territory, a few times they picked up a 3 or a 2 out of it, Barry, so it did work for them. And it's also the importance of a lead in a game of 4s, isn't it, you know? Yeah. Kira, what a start.
Yeah, dotted the jack there, Kira. Perfect shot, but Margaret Chandler, I don't mind that from a lead. A little bit of aggression early when you're down a front toucher. The back bowl's in the game now. That's first objective out of the way.
The best part about that too, Barry, it gives the people that come behind you, they can play any weight because they've got the best backward locked in already. Now, Kira will be looking for something here. I say she'd be disappointed this doesn't sit just in behind the head somewhere.
Doesn't want to crack an egg herself. Oh, that's brilliant.
That's brilliant bowls. That is sensational bowling by young Kira.
Oh.
And again, that's really blocked that in, hasn't it? The trail, in actual fact, that's any hit on the front bowl now, I'm assuming that it's touching the kitty, it should hit that back bowl and possibly go out to the left-hand side or even forward.
Absolutely. Yeah, it's pretty much decisions already for South Australia here. You've got the back bowl waiting. Do you look to just build ahead or, start niggling into, Lynsey and obviously Chloe aren't going to be far away. Players of their calibre. The worst result here, Brian, is actually Queensland actually making the target any bigger.
And that's what happens quite a bit, isn't it? Now let's drop back another peg to social bowls, and that's what happens a lot at social bowls. People can't understand how they get beaten, but they build ahead that can be hit.
Yeah, sometimes just got to be on your game tactically, physically as well, obviously with your play, but a lot of big decisions made throughout these games. Many have been made for these players to get here, and some of these performances over the next 3 or 4 rounds will come down to making big decisions.
Well, whoever makes the final tonight is going to be very, very well deserved because, as I said, there's not an easy game, and I can see that South Australia starting to build a nice little nest there right around the back. They've got the two best backwards at the moment. Barry saying before, you watch this start drawing. It's a little bit too wide with that one there, Lynsey. I thought you may have changed there to a forehand and just dropped one around that back bowl there on the left-hand side of the line there.
She's definitely conscious of not making a wide target there, Lynsey. Sending it on a high line, trying to add but not fatten that target up.
Yeah, and that's happened sometimes. You do just overcorrect at times. Very easy to do. But this one here is on a very good line now. Comes down to her weight, and I tell you what, she's not going to be too far away. This is a beautiful reply. Yeah,
well, it's achieved third shot and not much room for the opposition there. But look at that, Brian. Women's fours, New South Wales NT, 11 shots scored already in three ends.
Yeah, going to be a very high-scoring game.
Wow.
Now, Chloe, once again, Northern Territory got third and fourth shot by the looks of it. So Chloe will be looking possibly for a third shot.
Nice, right down the spine there.
That's a great bowl from Chloe Stewart once again too, in fine form. Represents Queensland on tomorrow in the singles too, so she's had really an incredible 2.5 weeks of bowls, hasn't she? Won the Australian Women's Champion of Champions on the first day.
Yeah, I was just chatting to Billy Cornell's the other day because we were at Tweed Heads. I remember Billy Cornell's, I think it was around the year 2000. Billy Cornell's got the double for Victoria, winning the state champion singles, Australian champion state singles. So not easy to get the double in any discipline, but Chloe's staring down the barrel of getting the double there. That'd be a massive effort.
Well, she's in fine touch though, isn't she? She's, as I said, the leading skipper in the Australian sides.
And look at this.
Look at this for a bowl too, just to back it up.
Perfect.
Well, it hasn't fattened the target at all, Barry, isn't it? Still really a one-bowl target.
3 shots to Queensland. And a very difficult head for the South Australians to get out of here.
Well, this is what I thought. Maybe a little bit of aggression. This is what South Australia need to try and split this head up. Starting to work its way back now. Is it going to get back in time? She's just going to get the outside edge. Well, she's made it a little bit better for her skip now.
Absolutely.
Because she's got something now she can sit on.
Yeah, that bowl's now a little comfort stop there at the at around about 5 o'clock, bottom right hand of the screen there. When looking at the head, that white bowl, a nice little comfort stop just to come down, sit on that, rest, flop in for second. I think that's going to be a big result for South Australia if they can get out of only dropping one this end.
I tell you what, she's done very well with that last bowl, Barry, because she's really given her skip multiple options now, hasn't she?
Now our graphics are brought to you by the one and only Robbie Allen, our guru, and we were just chatting off air about how simple it is to use an app called Canva, and I'm just going to give clubs out there a little bit of a help out. Those listening in or those that do a bit of work around Clubland, jump on Canva, CANVA, open up an account, and start learning how to make your own graphics, your club tournament flyers and so on. It is a free app and you can upgrade to a premium. I'm not selling anything at all, but I'm just letting you know for clubs out there wanting to really make some nice flyers, whether it be club championships, tournament flyers. It's a really simple app to use. You can use YouTube clips to learn, but I really feel it's good for club development out there. Robbie Allen's having a crack at it as we speak, and I still see some, how would I say it politely, Brian, some old school flyers getting around.
Yeah, it's probably probably nice terminology to put it, Barry.
And if you want to modernise your flyers,
yeah.
club champs, like I said, tournaments, any adverts for anything around your club, jump on Canva and get in touch with me if we're friends on social. I'll send you some links and help you out myself.
That'd be fantastic, Barry, because just small things like that, it just makes it a little bit more professional, doesn't it?
Absolutely, yeah. No, the graphics look great. Look at the colours there, the logos. That's all done through it. Yeah, well, that's the thing. If someone said that blue's hard to read, well, you can put an effect on that or a highlight. That's why we got Roberto in there, mate. The Brains Trust.
Mate, but best part about Robbie, he has been under adult supervision most of his life, mate, so that's why he goes pretty well.
Much needed. So well done to Queensland there.
Another...
Yeah, picking up back-to-back ends now.
Back-to-back. They just picked up another 3 there, Barry, so a very good pickup. I was very surprised that there wasn't a little bit more aggression shown there by the South Australian team there, particularly when the head was set the way it was. But anyway, handy pickup, as you said, and well done, of course. And once again, they've that short length, once again, Barry, has paid off when you have a lead that's capable of putting. And as I talk her up, I think this one may be a little bit short.
Yeah, Brian, I think you've done... A commentator's
curse, mate.
Absolutely, you have.
Tell you what, I like $1 for every time I've done that, though, Barry, over the years.
Yeah, I don't mind. Obviously, you don't want to lose any jacks, but I don't mind being on the shorter side because it is a massive difference between 2 or 3 metres, 21 and 23 or 4.
Yeah,
it's a huge difference. But yeah, you definitely encourage anyone out there looking to improve your game and get on top of most areas of your game. You've got to be practicing the minimum and the maximum lengths. And you'll see a lot of players, and I think of a lot of the big star names across many countries around the world, usually have some go-to lengths, whether it be long or short. And look at that, he's done it again. He's gone away from the blue. He's changed the lettering into white. And that's what he does for you, the viewers. Robbie Allen.
Lovely start here from Kira once again too. It's just starting to work its way into their head now. It'll be round about Jack high. But beautiful start by Kira. Absolute class. And as Barry said, she's still at a very young age too, Kira Bourke, and gee whiz. Representing Australia in a few weeks' time over in Hong Kong. And wish the Australian team over there all the very, very best. As Barry said, we'll be watching it from a distance. I haven't been home for a while, so I'm going to check my letterbox just make sure that the invitation's still not there.
Yeah, you'd think a little Queensland contingent might get a little carry the bag job, but
I don't think so.
Bad luck, mate.
Mate, I've got plenty of things to do in the next few weeks.
Just about to say, I reckon there's a little bit on your calendar anyway.
Yep, Robbie and I are off to Bargara on Friday.
Bargara.
To the Queensland State Champion of Champions. We'll be live streaming for 6 days up there as from Saturday.
Awesome.
Gee whiz, there's some teams up there too. Look at this bowl here too. She's on a nice line. She's egging it to come in.
Margaret,
if she's
Chandler.
got the weight, it will come in, Margaret.
Watch this turn in, ladies and gentlemen. You've got to trust that wide side, the ocean side. That's a nice correction. That's in the game there.
Yeah, it is too.
Might not be the shot, but your job up front, put them in good areas, help the back end out.
One thing, as I said, when you get the seconds of that on the mat, they try to leave the head better than they found it. Now Lynsey, once again, on a beautiful line here. Just trying to, as Barry said, don't want to fat the target, wants to count, which she probably has fallen over, yes. And again, also in the count. We've got Kellie on the mat at the moment, playing her backhand. It's not going to be too far away. Just going to be just a fraction short, but she's got a beautiful line on that. Not much to correct with her next bowl.
Nice angle there.
And again, even on the narrow hand there, Barry, it still worked its way back in the head nicely though, didn't it? And that's the beauty. And a big call out to Les and the green staff here at Broadbeach. Chris and the whole staff do a superb job. And again, Lynsey. Well played, Lynsey. It's a very good bowl there.
So next door, you might see them walking down the rink. We've got a big game going on, the men's fours, Victoria versus Tasmania. We'll tell you who's in those teams. Dylan Fisher, our maestro in the commentary box a couple of days ago, current state skipper. Well, he's got
another state skipper, mate.
Yes, he's joined by Johnny McCarron, Matthew O'Brien and Cooper Wescombe. They're taking on South Australia.
Well, Craig.
Sorry, Tasmania. And that team of Tasmania is Josh Walker-Davis, Oliver Morrison, Jeff Davis and Craig Morrison. I'm pretty sure that's a father-son, so that's a great component to the game also, and O'Brien.
I hear it all the time. I was very fortunate enough to when my son was playing bowls, playing excellent bowls, and now he's got 4 children under 10. He's having a bit of a break, but nothing more satisfying as a parent to go and have a game with your siblings, my friend. It's in fact got to the stage where Ben wouldn't play with me anymore. He said he's over playing with Hacks. possibly just the one down there, maybe two, but Jennifer on the mat at the moment.
So
Tell you what, not far away.
No. Well, that's coming into play.
A great bowl.
Oh, perfect, really. That's hidden not only the bowl and the jack. It's going to be hard to get to down there, Brian.
Well, Lynsey's bowl there is going to block the vision from the kitty for Chloe, but she's got a fair idea where it is, so, and playing beautiful bowls at the moment, Chloe Stewart, so I'm sure she'll be in the zone. As Barry was alluding to before, there's a lot of times there you don't need shot, but if you leave bowls in the zone, it gives your skipper options.
I call it the umbrella.
Yep.
Yeah, just putting him in that zone in behind the jack.
Yeah, good call there from Sharon. So just beat that white bowl there, which is the one of Kira Bourke's.
And it's spinning into play. Left-hander. Jennifer Redshaw just missing under. But she did all the damage with her first bowl.
Yeah. Got shot. It's going to be pretty hard to get to. Pretty hard bowl to attack, isn't it, with that with those front bowls there? So it'd be very hard to attack.
Yeah, very true. When Jennifer came down and trailed that jack, the best thing about it, not only did she get shot, but to be able to make it harder for the opposition, and that's part of the tactics of the game, and a lot of it comes down to the weight control. If you're playing too heavy, you can spring things out in the open. If you play it neat, you can potentially protect things. So she played it very well, but Kelsey Cottrell, she's got a little bit to play to here. I've got Lynsey and Chloe's bowls on the way in. Even if she shifts that bowl...
Yeah, she really had to move it, didn't she, to give herself a better look at it with the second one. But she's got a fair idea where it is. So now we've got Sharon on the mat at the moment, Sharon Cavanagh. And she'd love to beat this white bowl, probably lock in a nice second shot just to add a little bit more pressure to Kelsey with her last bowl. Yeah, but she's a little bit underdone grass line though.
Yeah, I think the players are just sensing that breeze, probably going to hold those bowls up a little bit more. But getting back to what you said, Brian, when you're a Broadbeach Bowls Club, everything turns on most hands. You know, even if it's not as wide as the other hand, it still turns.
It still turns, mate. You just got to back yourself and have faith. A lot of times people underestimate the greens here and how much grass you got to take. It's an absolute pleasure to play on.
It becomes a bit of a trust issue, doesn't it, really?
Well, it does. So you just got to back yourself to, when it comes to win, where a lot of people, social players I'm talking about, they make the fatal mistake as they try to adjust to the conditions. You don't do that. You just take the same line. Simple as. Holding one there, the South Australian. So going to be interesting to see what length the South Australian are going to play. They've had success at this length.
So Kira Bourke, unfortunately, just losing the jack. And South Australia definitely rolling a longer length. I've got 30 metres, so big difference between 30 and 23.
Yeah.
And South Australia, well, they've made the most of it, picked up a 1. They now go to 3.
And this is the beauty, isn't it, of lawn bowls, is that you're adapting to the conditions. You get cloud cover come over, sun goes away for a while. You may get a shower of rain. The wind may drop off, and you've seen out at the moment. Just looking at those flags in the corners, Barry, the wind's getting stronger now as we get closer, a lot closer to the mid-afternoon, where the wind really does start picking up.
And we see the women's fours. New South Wales 6-all after 4 ends against Northern Territory. How's this for a team? Jamie Lee Warsnop, she's been on fire lately, winning everything. Jessie Cottrell, and stepping in for Alan Fife is young Mia Hodson. Plenty of depth there for the Cabramatta outfit. And
well, particularly
the one and only Karen Murphy.
Ably led.
AM, she's the one that joins us out on Green 1 here at Broadbeach. We've got some royalty in the house. Karen Murphy, great to see her out there.
Pulled her out of retirement, mate, just for this.
Great to see her
pretty handy
here in amongst some of the big names as well. And they're taking on the Northern Territory team at the moment. Elise Crisp, Sarah James, Sonia Martin and Sobian Tutul. So that's an interesting game. That's an interesting game because New South Wales went down to South Australia by 2 and Northern Territory drew. So both teams there looking to get their first win.
Yeah.
So we'll keep you up to date with that game. It's a big watch, that one.
What a great start here by both players.
Yeah, right down the middle there, finding their line.
Tell you what, it's not far away, Barry. It's a beautiful bowl here from South Australia.
Margaret Chandler, 2 bowls inside,
Yep.
18 inches.
Yeah, that's very good leading.
And we'll get to the other game now. The men's fours, South Australia, taking on Queensland on after 4 ends. And the men's fours there for South Australia, well, there's some big names in there as well. It's big names everywhere, Brian, but we've got for South Australia, Nathan Black, Craig Mills, Andrew Hill, Will McFarlane. Very, very strong team that. The South Australians, they'll be loving this speed green. It's right in their wheelhouse. Taking on the men's fours team of Queensland, and the one and only, he's back after his gold medal performance the other night. Kane Nelson taking on Cody Gerrick, Brad Piper, Tyler Pettigrew.
Great team, that. You know.
Yeah, a lot of energy in that team. A lot of youth right across the rinks too.
And of course, Kane's back here on Friday, and the mixed pairs playing with Bolivia.
Yeah, I couldn't believe chatting to Christina Christic and Beck Van Ash and Chloe Stewart. There's a amount of players that are in so many disciplines.
Yeah.
Do they actually have actually a bit of a social life, Brian? Or
Well, I just made the comment. I was actually talking to Kane in between games, and I made the comment to him. I said, mate, how's your uni study going this week, Bill? I said it was about lawn bowls, mate. He'd be going really well. But anyway, great to catch up with Kane. Very well deserved. Playing absolutely sensational bowls. To win so many state titles, to be here, you've got to take your hat off, mate, don't you, on his...
yeah, it's
absolutely brilliant.
It's a big effort.
Yep.
And it was a while ago now too, and that's the other component too. It wasn't like these players played their qualifying games a couple of weeks ago. Some were 6 months ago. So to be able to reconnect, regroup, go again, and if they can come away with an Australian title.
Oh, mate, yeah, absolutely big, isn't it? Absolutely sensational. Now, this one here is just going to cut. I think still holding that line absolutely beautifully, though. She may have the kitty here.
Lovely shot there from Kellie Paull.
Gee whiz, that was so close, wasn't it?
Got a couple of double L's in there, Kellie Paull. Double L on the Kellie, double L on the Paull.
Yeah.
It's a good letter L for Leicester.
Well, it is L for Leicester too, mate. The L's must have been cheap that year, I reckon. Okay, so we've got Lynsey. A little bit of trail just off the line here would be absolutely sensational result.
Just held on it.
Just missed that bowl, very close to it, but again, coming to a good catchment area. The only thing is the South Australian seem to be playing their backhand, which I don't think very hard to get the kitty there the way Kira Bourke's bowl there is lined up though, Barry. It'd have to be the perfect bowl, wouldn't it?
So just on that, Brian, so Queensland holding one, you can see there, Kira Bourke's shot, but some people are thinking, why was Lynsey Clarke so aggressive? If you break it down into offence and defence, so Lynsey was playing an offensive shot there, trying to play the opposition shot, because Lynsey knows if the opposition trails that jack 2 feet, they can score a number or take the bowl out themselves. So let's see what kind of weight Chloe plays. I think it'll be around that 4 feet mark here.
I couldn't agree more. One of the best, once this shot is perfected, one of the best shots you can have in your arsenal. Just that metre through the head. You can win so many ends with it.
Look at the weight control here. Just going to miss high.
Just going to miss it, but that is a great attempt. I mean, I know the viewers might think, well, that's a bad bowl, but it's not, because, as you said, they're trying to change the head. They're trying to play the shot before the South Australians play it for them. And that's one thing about our great game. It's one thing you have to be very aware of, because 9 times out of 10, they're going to get it.
Now, Brian, did you catch a glimpse of that men's pairs final last night?
Oh, mate, what a game. What a game. Look at this. There you go. It's just been played exactly what Barry said.
She's done it again, Jennifer Redshaw.
That's 2.
Backhand trails. She did it in the previous end.
Yeah, 2, maybe 3. So, yeah, just an absolute gem of a bowl there from Jennifer. Now, Chloe, she keeps the same weight, be very close to the target here.
Looking to trail that jack or sit the last bowl of Jennifer Redshaw.
She's on a beautiful line for it too.
Taking a bit of weight off. Should get a little bit more turn here.
What a bowl.
Jack or bowl clean. Chloe Stewart.
What a bowl.
Shot of the game so far. 2 down to 3 up. And we spoke about it, Brian, that offensive play that both Lynsey and Chloe went with. They've been rewarded because they've played the right weight and put bowls into that catchment area.
And that's what these players practice a hell of a lot, shots like that too, Barry, don't they? You know what I mean? It's something that they have in their arsenal. And as I said, 9 times out of 10, you've got to play that metre through the head. And if it's perfected in the armoury, gee whiz, it's a deadly bowl.
Yeah, to play that shot, you've got to look at the contingencies. Lynsey said, well, my contingency, I'll stay 6 feet behind the head. Chloe did the same with her first because we want them to come into play later. Chloe's class shot there on the forehand. Now, all of a sudden, potentially holding 4, that back bowl of Kira Bourke there up the rink. So
I think Sharon's going to have something to say about that, though. She's got quite a few feet here to ease the damage.
Needs to hurry, Brian.
I don't think she's here, mate.
No. So Sharon Cavanagh will still be 4 down here.
With a bowl from Kelsey too, and I'm sure Kelsey will be looking to add a bit more pressure to Sharon's last bowl.
Yeah, it needs to be outside the paintwork, and it is.
She's out there.
Nice start here. Tracking well, spinning into play here.
Great looking bowl here from Kelsey.
Oh, it's all over it, Brian.
What a great bowl by Kelsey. That's very Kelsey-like, really.
It is.
Very Kelsey-like.
There is only probably an inch or 2 of daylight in there. So it's 5 shots currently to Queensland after that brilliant conversion by Chloe Stewart. Can Sharon Cavanagh cut this back or potentially sit that last bowl of Kelsey Cottrell's for shot?
Well, she's got the area. She's definitely got the territory out there now, Barry.
Much better line. Brian Marshall.
Well, she's underdone.
She needs Jack now.
Just going to miss it.
Well, that's a bad bowl by Sharon. I know she didn't mean it, but I
think, Kelsey, this might be the jump that the Queensland team's been waiting for by the looks of things.
Yeah.
Again, she's out there once again too, Barry, and the weight's looking pretty handy too at this particular stage. Lynsey's clapping it already.
Foreign territory. New Jack just needs to hug something. Kelsey Cottrell, she's going to grip a little bit of that back bowl. Well, no, it's going to be enough anyway. And that's 6 shots, ladies and gentlemen.
A great pick up there by the Queensland combination. Again, as what Barry said, just building a nice little nest egg behind it, and a great shot there by Chloe Stewart that set that up for the Queensland girls.
Yeah, my early observation there, Brian, was that jack up the green. After getting that mat back, South Australia, I thought they might put that jack back near the tee to change the cosmetic look of the head and the play. But to put that jack back in the territory where Queensland had been doing so well.
And once again, too, you see the tactics straight away from the Queensland girls, straight back to round about 20, I'd say once again about 23 metres.
Yeah, it's only probably a couple. Yeah, you're about right.
Just a couple of metres past. Again, too, it takes, believe you me, as most of the viewers know that play a lot of bowls, it takes a lot of skill to continually put that kitty right at that spot. I remember when I was playing lead many years ago, my coach used to put a 10-cent coin out in the green.
Yes,
I said this is where I want the kitty to land.
Yeah, I use the old CDs.
Yep.
Yeah, they come in handy for something now. These days, CDs.
Yeah, I've got Margaret just a little bit underdone grass line here. Weight's not too bad. Going to be pretty much jack high. And there, once again, it's just the difference in length that they're playing from the last end to this end. And it's worked. Good tactics here for the Queensland combination, for the simple fact being is that they'd be saying, well, Margaret, there's a little bit underdone grass line, so she can always correct with her second bowl. But Kira, once again, too, bowls working the head. This is a lot better here from Kira Bourke. Going to sit just in behind the head, and again, it's very good lead bowl there from Kira. Now Margaret just needs a little bit more grass for this second bowl. That part she's done. She's got the same weight. This is going to be very, very close.
Just need to slow up. It's a great angle.
You look at the finish on those greens. Absolutely superb, isn't it?
Yeah, that wind's just
pretty to watch.
Bringing out any moisture that's inside these greens.
Yeah, it's coming out, mate. This will be running superbly in the second game this afternoon. And of course, even last night, the pairs game last night, the run on the green, absolutely first class, even at 9 o'clock at night time. Look at this bowl here from Lynsey. Look how far that came back.
Trickling into the head for shot.
Yeah. Lynsey once again puts the pressure straight back on the South Australian combination.
Having free rein down there, Lynsey Clarke, forehand. Enjoying the wide side of the rink.
Okay, Kellie, Paull.
It's on its way. Not a bad attempt again. Just going to miss high.
Going to lock in probably a pretty good third shot there, Barry. So it looks like they got second and third. So pretty important for Lynsey. I think a pretty important bowl here. Perfect bowl for Lynsey here would be just come round her front one to match those two back ones.
Well, I've got Queensland at 90% on the wide side.
Yeah.
The ocean side. I think South Australia with a bit of scoreboard pressure. I think they probably just need to jump on that side now.
Gee, that was a great attempt by Lynsey. That was a great attempt to sit that back, those two back bowls there. She did miss it by much. Yeah, they're playing the wide side very well, but on real windy days down here, Barry, I always prefer playing the wide hand than the narrow hand.
Yeah,
always.
Oh, well, this is in the area as well.
Very close.
A couple of big attempts here from Kellie Paull.
Just going to get the wrong side of it.
Beautiful weight.
Yep. I still rate the back green here at Broadbeach as probably my favourite green ever.
And they're all due for Reno, and they're still running this good. It's amazing.
Yeah.
The amount of bowls. Well, I wonder if we can probably guess, but it'd have to be nearly 50 weeks, 48, 50 weeks, wouldn't it, Brian? There's not many weeks in the year. We go out for about a month.
Mate, round about 4 or 5 weeks as a rule.
4 or 5 weeks, so yeah, there's not many weeks they don't get used.
Yes, yeah. Well, one thing I know of Broadbeach, a lot of clubs on the Gold Coast, Barry, they're not used. They're absolutely flogged to death.
Yeah,
mate.
well, that's correct.
There's a big difference. Now, again, too, they can set this bowl and Lynsey's just out their head. This is on a better line here. She's just not going to get enough of it once again. Gee whiz, it's a very good attempt there from
Jennifer Redshaw.
Jennifer, yep. So Chloe now just trying to tidy things up. Would love to sit these two back bowls because I can see them dropping 3 if they don't do, or move the kitty, get it out of play. And
get it herself.
She has done it. What a great bowl from Chloe Stewart, which has taken that danger away. It's probably not a perfect head because South Australia can change their hand now. They've got a couple there. They can play the backhand and possibly get shot. They've got options. I guess the backhand is what Sharon's calling Jennifer on. A left-hander. She's not going to be too far away. She around this front one. Oh, what a bowl. Well, just missed the inside edge. Any edge on that there and she was shot, but just missed it. But it's come to a very good home there for his skip. They may set things up for Sharon. Kelsey doing a bit of high-fiving with her team, which tells me that she's pretty happy. Why wouldn't she be?
As you go around the rinks and throw out some names like Rebecca Van Ash, Christina Christic in the women's, obviously you look at these names that Queensland's got. But then, when you look at the men's fields, we spoke about Dylan Fisher and his rank, Nathan Black, Craig Mills, Jackaroo, state players. How about the New South Wales team, Lee Schreiner and Matty Bowes? Is that even legal?
Yeah, true, mate. Yeah, an incredible team. You got Tim Twining, I think, leading up in that team, isn't it, Tim?
Yeah, Timmy Twining and Jamie Minter.
What a team.
Big names everywhere.
I mean, if anyone's in the Gold Coast area and knocking off work early, Broadbeach would be the place to come to. Absolute to come down and just see these great players in action.
Nice weight control here, Sharon, but has she got enough to sneak around the front?
Not quite.
Probably enough to almost draw a toucher there, just connecting with that Lynsey Clarke bowl there. Chloe Stewart now asking Kelsey Cottrell to come around on a high line. And the confidence these players have in these greens to be able to do this. Out it goes. Needs a clear run. Got her front one up there. Oh, she has connected.
Yeah, just connected there. Unfortunately, she's not happy, but can't look at her shaking her head. But can't play the perfect bowl every time, Barry. As much as we like to think we can.
I don't mind this from South Australia. Just maybe looking at potential number. If they can sit that bowl of Chloe Stewart's.
You could bring a couple into play.
Sharon Cavanagh sets up nice and straight, gets down nice and low. Look at that lead foot, nice and clear. Looking to come down and sit Chloe Stewart's bowl. She's nearly promoted her own. That is going to be close.
It's going to be awfully close. That could be shot. Jack-eye bowl.
And it is one.
One shot. Lovely conversion shot there from Sharon Cavanagh.
Gee, it turned hard at the end, connecting on her previous bowl, and she's turned it up for 1, which takes South Australia to 4, and they trail Queensland 13. 4-13 after 7 ends, just under halfway mark.
See the live scorings being done at the moment, so all the viewers, if you want to follow one of the other teams that we can't see, there's another green of players over there on the second green here at Broadbeach. Go on to Bowls Now, click on the Bowls link, and all the live scores. As the players are changing the end, the scores are going up, so absolutely superb.
There's the link on the screen, or download the app, Bowls Now.
Bowls Now.
Everything's there for you.
Absolutely incredible app. It really is. Tells you every event that's going on, basically all the way throughout Australia on a moment-to-moment basis. Not like the old days when the clubs had to send the faxes in to the various establishment that were running the events. This is all done instantaneous now. It's a fantastic app and I highly recommend it.
Well, I'm going to go back there, Brian. Early 2000s playing Premier League in Victoria.
Yep.
You'd finish on a Saturday afternoon at 5:30. And all you could do then, is just text each other any players you knew from any other teams so that you could try and calculate in your head who did what. And then read it in the paper the next day. So now you can download the Bowls Now app, and you know straight away what's happening in any major bowls event around your respective states. So highly recommend it. And you know the other benefit too, Brian? We don't have to read all the comments now. Who's doing what?
Yep.
Because you can have it at the touch of your own button yourself.
That's 100% correct. And people are always coming up on the iPads before saying, how's Western Australia going? How's Northern Territory going? Simple. Go on Bowls Now. Go to Bowls Link. And there it is there after every end. The seconds are putting the scores in. Speaking of a few of the seconds, who were having a few issues this morning, but they got to know it before the 15 ends was up, Barry.
Yeah. I played golf the other week and didn't need a card. Used the touchscreen on the
touchscreen, mate,
on the buggy.
Or just too many to count, mate? What was it?
No, we won't go there.
Too many to count, in other words, eh?
Yeah. Still working on the golf game.
Oh, well.
As we see here, though, Kellie Paull out on a high line.
But watch this start coming home and she's got the weight.
It'll get back all right, that's right.
I just don't think she's got the weight. But she's definitely, it's about the grass line she's chasing though, Barry. And that came back a hell of a long way from outside the lines. Perfect grass line on that. So first time ever, the leads are left it open here for the seconds. And that's what happens quite regularly. When the leads don't nail it, the seconds struggle slightly. But I tell you, here's one lady here that's not struggling too badly, Lynsey Clarke. Good bowl there from Lynsey.
It's our second longest end for the match.
Yeah.
27 metres. And so far, Queensland, they lead 13-4. Shots up, of course, is very important. Being sectional play, you need your wins and your points. You need your shots. So I know Queensland will be very focused to get as many shots as they can here. And they'll be keeping an eye on next door, as you can see. New South Wales, they're trailing NT. What a day they're having.
They're really having a day out. Absolute day out. It's great to see too. Now Lynsey's also, once again, on a beautiful line. Comes down to her weight as it starts working its way back into the head.
It's trying.
Oh, that's acceptable.
Yeah, it's pretty good. And having Colleen Orr in the commentary box.
Yep.
Just recently, Brian, she mentioned that it is hard for them from a depth perspective at Ali Shield level to match, but she said it's always great to see in these disciplines, the pairs, the triples, fours, singles, that Northern Territory, they can really push. They can really push some of the big name states, and we've seen that this morning. And look at that. 9-8 up against New South Wales powerhouse team from Cabramatta. Mia Hodson stepping in for Alan Fife. Shout out to her. Became a recent mother. And nice little slide from Jennifer Redshaw.
Mate, you write down how many you get, Barry. You don't write down how you get them, my friend.
Yeah, I know a gentleman, I won't mention his name. He says if they're going to put them there, I'll use them all day long. So if every now and you get a rub or a slide, well...
So be it.
Yeah, it'll hopefully evens itself out.
Now, Chloe's trying to egg this one on, but I don't think she's got to egg it too much.
She's very close. Needs to hold on now. Well, it's a slider-thon.
And a slider back. And it fell the wrong way.
Just maybe falling out, but...
Just fell the wrong way by the looks of it.
Good areas. You can just see in Chloe Stewart's body language, can't you? She's really, really confident at the moment.
I think when a person at this level, Barry, gets into a purple patch, they just want the bowl in their hand. They just say, give it to me, I'll draw it, I'll fix it. And that, again, comes down to confidence and a lot of hard work to get to that level at the same time too, though, Barry.
And I get to see it firsthand. Chloe Stewart, she lives fairly nearby.
Yep.
She spends a lot of time on these greens, putting in the hours. I've knocked off work or been here putting in some time and seen Chloe out there training hard.
She does put in a lot of time and effort, and that's why it's so great to see people that put in on the green in their practice reap the rewards that they so richly deserve.
For me, what I'm most proud of some of these athletes out here from every state and territory is from the female perspective. A lot of them are mothers and wives, work full time.
Yeah.
And, if I was to isolate a couple, when you look at Lynsey and Kelsey out there, you look at their 400-500 plus game careers for Australia, they've done that while raising a family and working. So it's just incredible how they do that. I know we do see that in a lot of other sports. They do raise the story around that, how big an effort it is for a hockey player, a netball player, football player. But in bowls, I think it's just as hard, and the commitment in the training and dedication. So well done to all the mums out there and the wives for committing to doing what you're doing and fronting up for a national championship like this. So great to see, and hats off to you.
Tell you what, she's awfully close to this kitty.
Yeah, that'll do. Jack out in the open now, so it's a...
Kira may have shot out of that, though, just looking at that there.
Yeah, definitely got one.
And by the looks of that there. So, a little bit unlucky there with that bowl, Sharon. She really wanted that in the belly. She could have had a couple of shots if I went to the left-hand side of the line as we're looking at the screen.
Kelsey Cottrell just needs to pull up. Well, it's going to finish about a foot past Jack High there, and that will be the shot.
That is the shot. So
two to
wide open.
Yeah, 2 to Queensland. Now, hopefully, for Sharon's case, she can find a new line and length from her previous attempt 2 ends ago in this direction. Needs to send it out, put that trust into the green. She's out on a good line.
She'll just start working this way back now.
Played it very well, Brian.
A great correction here from Sharon.
I think that'll do. Yes, that's the shot.
Now, Kels, does she try to draw or does she take that bowl out?
Well, it's worth 2. Jack in the ditch is 3, I believe. If she puts the jack in the ditch under the player's feet. Yeah, she's definitely driving. See, she stands taller.
The way she stands,
nice big bend in the arm. Forehand or...
Awfully close.
What an effort.
Great effort there from Kels. It's 1 to the South Australian lead combination. So 13-5 now.
Yeah, I just want to talk about just that setup there. Kelsey Cottrell, Kelsey in her own right, she does a bit of coaching, and I just love the fact that Kelsey stands taller when she drives, and she puts that real strong break in her arm. We're seeing it now with Kane Nelson. He's driving, and his conversion play the last couple of years gone through the roof. He's really taken on the bent arm approach, similar to Gary Kellie, Ryan Bester. Now, Ryan Bester, probably the best driver in the world. He does something not many people do, has a real strong bend in the arm. But Kelsey Cottrell, she's a fantastic weighted player. And
absolutely, Barry. Just looking at one of the ladies over there watching the live stream, it's got a pretty good drive too in Bolivia Merrick. And,
yes, she does.
See her over there watching the live stream. So Bolivia, of course, another one with a great setup for a drive and very, very accurate with it also too.
Yeah, it's definitely an important part of the game.
Yep.
Make sure you get out and work on it as much as you can. Nice shot there. Kira Bourke.
Robbie.
So we can just see here, Margaret Chandler her bowl being probably about 5 feet through, but on the line, so just a small correction required with weight. Got the line again, but I'm just sensing, Brian, though, as much as Margaret's going okay and Kira's going very good, does Margaret just get on that hand and start changing the shape of the rink?
I think she has to. I think it's, this is the 9th end of 15 ends, 13-5. I think it's time for a bit of a reversal, because at the moment you'd have to give Kira the points decision up front.
Look at that.
Once again, too, Kira just inside it.
Just having a clear run to the jack every end.
And playing the wider hand too, as that you and I have already spoken about too. When you get the win like this, I've always found the wider hand to be the kinder hand than the tight hand.
Yeah, good insight there.
Now Kellie again. Now she's automatically jumped onto the wide hand also too. Now watch this bowl start working now. Has she got the kiddies? I think she's just going to miss it. But again, it's come to a reasonable type of home out there. But Lynsey straight onto the wide hand also too, holding one shot, so she's looking to just add another one. But as we say, that she doesn't want to fatten the target. The arc on this bowl here tells me it's not going to be too far away. Look at this finish here, absolutely superb, Lynsey.
Yeah, great shooting.
Well played. Again, it just adds a little bit more pressure to the South Australian lead combination, and again now it's really got to be a very, very good bowl to get in there to even cut the damage down. Now Kellie taking a little bit more grasp with this one. I think she may have increased her weight by the looks of it. Well, she's definitely got the 2 best backwards. South Australia got the 3 best backwards. So holding 2, a good covering shot there. Kelsey's calling Lynsey on. She did the damage with her first. Said, okay, let's leave the head now. Let's get over here and start covering. And no matter where this finishes, it's going to be pretty handy.
That's a nice position there from Lynsey Clarke.
Could not have walked down and put that in a better position there, Barry, to what Kelsey scored. Pretty close to it. And that way, once again, too, changes the weight that the opposition can play to.
Yeah, just makes them think about it, doesn't it?
Yeah, just puts up a little bit of doubt in their mind. But I'll tell you what, this is not going to be too much doubt. This is tracking very, very nicely.
That's the line that Jennifer wants. Just needs to probably take 2 feet off there. Great attempt, especially getting the line with her first.
I think one of the impressive things is what we've been saying. The way these bowls are coming back, how far they're coming back. Just got to have faith in putting them out there. Now, Chloe looking to add to it, not fatten the target. And that she has done. What a great bowl from Chloe Stewart.
Yeah, perfect.
It is. Oh dear.
So it's been a good game. It's only really that big number separating both teams. 8 ends being played, and they're actually on 4 ends each. So Queensland picked up a 2. Then South Australia to make it 2 all. As we watch this bowl come in from Jennifer, just finishing high. And then Queensland went 2 and 3 on ends 3 and 4. Nice little back-to-back end gap play for them there, but it was the 6. It was the 6 on the 6th end that really broke the game up. But South Australia should be just focusing on the positives here. Take away the scoreboard pressure and say, well, we've won 4 ends each.
Yeah. And that would be the positive you take out of it. Absolutely. You'd be talking about that and say, okay, let's get a couple of multiples and we're back in this game.
That's right. Quite often you see those multiples are the main reason, but Chloe Stewart, not quite sure that's the result she was after. She has framed that head now, so I think you'll see Sharon Cavanagh here looking to use that Chloe Stewart bowl. Kick the jack out of there. Before that, it was probably a dead draw on that hand. Or does she look to play some kind of a arriving weight down on the forehand, open the head up? But I think it'll be aggression, Brian.
I think she has to. Very hard to get in there, though, to dead draw at Barry. So I think it's got to be a weighted shot through the head. The only thing being is that that white bowl in front, you've really got to play a swinger around it now, though, don't you? Probably the forehand, I think, would probably be the
It's the cleanest run to the
the
target.
cleanest run to the target, isn't it? Oh, looks at this. I think she's setting up for a draw.
Yeah, it has to be a draw then, because I think forehand is the...
Well, you got an easier run in there than playing a swinger around this front one. She's going to play the swinger.
Just brings that front bowl into play, playing weight on the backhand. Needs to clear it. Well, it's out of the way now. Plan B.
And that's exactly what we were talking about, wasn't it?
Plan B. So probably the same bowl is all Sharon Cavanagh needs to play now.
Well, 9 ends. Kelsey doesn't really have to look at the kitty, does she? She's got to play a positional bowl here, Barry.
Yeah, I don't mind her just tucking the jack around the corner herself. If not, just get to the back. You can see bottom of the screen, a couple of South Australian bowls together.
And this is what I'm pretty sure she's trying to cover here, mate.
It almost counts, but flops in.
It'd be pretty close, not quite, but
It's
I'll
close
tell you
to
what,
counting.
it's come to a great home.
So it's either 5 or 6 here for Queensland. Sharon Cavanagh, backhand with weight.
Better line.
It's a chance. It needs to hold now. For the jack, it needs to hold. Well, she's checked out. Still 4 down.
No, 2. That's the blue bowl. Oh. It is curious. Yeah.
Okay, we're just having a good look here. I think it is still 4.
It looks that way, yes.
Very stiff there, Brian. Beautiful
Just
area
got-
from Sharon.
Just got the wrong edge, really, didn't she? Had the perfect line, but... And that's what happened when you're chasing shots, though, Barry, quite regularly, isn't it?
Balls in the head, as
Just
they say.
get it. Look at this here. Great bowl here from Kelsey. Once again. Yeah, that's 5, mate. Yeah, hands up for 5. And again, that's the multiple that really the South Australian combination needed, wasn't it?
Yeah, South Australia, they
needed the 5.
You just got to click the refresh button now. Blank canvas stuff now. And just go, all right, whatever we've tried. And I think Sharon Cavanagh, I think she just switches the front end to the other side of the rink now. Get on the opposition's hand. Just try a different tactic.
But also, too, taking nothing away from the South Australians so at the same time. I mean, they've played their big game this morning.
Yeah.
Karen Murphy, star-studded New South Wales team. They've had a win. And sometimes, too, mentally, you just can't get up for that second game, can you?
Yeah, it does take a lot out of you. The ability to just keep up. We were talking yesterday to Christina, and Christina said, you know, she's not perfect at it, but she's definitely conscious of it with these type of events, that she's got snacks available, she's got fruit, she's got the drinks, the water, all that. She said she carries a 1.5 litre water bottle around with her, and just tries to stay hydrated and keep fueled all day long.
And that is a great aspect of our game too. Even though people look at lawn bowls and say, "Oh, it's an easy game," and that, but it is too. It is a very important, because it is very much concentration, and to keep that brain sharp for 6 hours, 7 hours, all day long, the concentration level that you do require. And it is what you eat and what you drink definitely does help.
Well, sitting in a car for 8 hours, Brian,
I know.
physically is not really testing you,
No.
but mentally you're cooked. Now, I see when people say to me, "Oh, Barry, can you help me do some training with me?" I said, "No worries. We're going to work on a couple of real key areas here. Physically, we're going to make sure we get a bit stronger and you can hold up after a long day of play, and do a couple of little mental toughness training drills as well." And the mind, it can be tougher off the fuel you provide it. So
absolutely.
And just even going to your bag, have you got enough carbohydrates, electrolytes, what kind of food are you snacking on? I remember a couple of years ago heading over to Birmingham Commonwealth Games. We went to the Australian Institute of Sport, and we did a 2-hour course on how to prepare pre, during and post long flights. What were we putting in our body? What was the fuel? What was the food? What was in your backpack? What were you snacking on to stay, in a good shape? As soon as you got off the plane, you were ready to go. And it opened my eyes, I must admit. So yeah, these ladies out here, as we see Lynsey, Clarke, great shot. The difference between playing at 50, 60, 70% or maybe 80 or 90% is it could be just purely how you're fueling your body. And
that 10 to 15% that you're talking about, exactly what you said, is a lot of times is the difference between winning and losing.
So we're just going around the rinks just quickly. There's a big result happening. Men's fours, skipped by Dylan Fisher. Yeah, for Victoria, they're up 17-3 against Tasmania.
That's a huge.
So that's a big one.
That's a great bowl there too from Kellie.
And that result there, it's going to be a very, very important one that we're going to keep an eye on. That's New South Wales Women's Fours playing NT, 9-all after 8.
9-all after 8. Or once again, Northern Territory having an absolute day out here today. And Broadbeach at the moment, we're talking about staying hydrated in that Barry. 25.1 degrees, supposed to be top of 27. Basically getting into the middle of the day now at 20 past 1. And time that you really got to keep the body hydrated.
Yeah, very true. We just start getting some comments coming in. Thank you for that. Yeah, Jenny Redshaw, formerly from Ulverstone in Tasmania.
Yep.
And we saw that. We see that in state bowls. We see that a fair bit. Players moving around the country for family or work purposes. And if they're lucky enough and good enough to get picked to play for another state, it's always good to see. As we saw last night, a couple of former Victorians take out the Australian pairs.
For New South Wales.
And what a great game that was. And I'm sure tonight, when we bring you, or this afternoon and tonight, more action, we'll see some quality play. As we're seeing here from the Queenslanders, South Australia not far away. It's just been the 6 they dropped on the 6th end and the 5 on the previous end. And when I look at the average length that this game has been played at, it's around the 24-metre mark. You can see the jack way up the green here as Jennifer Redshaw just misses under. So I really feel South Australia, as soon as they win this mat back, team meeting, let's have a chat. We're all good. Let's go ditch to ditch. Let's go long. Stretch it out, get it over that 30-metre length and just see if that can be something that can ignite some form of comeback or at least reduction in deficit when it comes to the shots. Chloe Stewart, she's turned that bowl over. Definitely got a couple of seconds though. So one shot so far to South Australia.
Yep.
So it's not a bad home if Queensland get a bit of aggressive.
Yep. Good covering shot there.
So what kind of weight will it be? Will it be just tuck the jack around the corner weight from Kelsey, or?
Well, she's got a couple of options there. You've got Kira on the left-hand side there, and you also got 2 of Lynsey's bowls there. So tuck around the corner there, Barry. We've moved it around about 18 inches. Probably worth 4 shots. So I don't think... I don't know. Kelsey, she hasn't got the best backward. She's got second best backward, so...
Just missing high.
Yep. Definitely holding the one shot there, but it's down to Sharon now. She knows this bowl in there definitely needs a friend.
Setting up nicely. Love the nice tall setup and then nice and low and then beautiful flow forward. Nice technique from Sharon Cavanagh out on a high line here. As we've seen though, Brian, that'll work its way back. So that's right in amongst them. So as you see there, the duo bowl, yellow and green, the yellow bowl that Sharon just worked off and the bowl, the dark blue bowl.
Oh, that's Lynsey's.
They're all away for South Australia. So the fact that Sharon's put one in there, Kelsey might just look to get rid of the bowl here instead of the jack. And she is. So she wants bowl clean here. No jack.
She's
going to kill it.
She has. Well, that's one way to get the result.
So that's our first burn.
I think this morning I was watching young Kay Nelson play. His rink, I think, killed 5 in a row.
Yes, definitely. Yep. No, that's part of the game they've got to bring to this event, because being sectional, shots up. So you can't be like, oh, it's okay to drop one here. Every shot matters, and we.
That's the beauty about sectional, though, isn't it? You know, it turns what can be a defensive game into an attacking game, because every bowl, as you said, has to be basically an attacking bowl.
So first dead end being replayed after 9 ends of this 15 ends match. 3 days in we are. Beautiful conditions here. Broadbeach Bowls Club on the Gold Coast. Green 1, as opposed to the last couple of days we were out on green 4. And
back to green 4 tomorrow, I think, don't we?
Yes, that's right. And
what a great starter here from Bourke, though, once again, just putting the pressure straight on the South Australians.
Oh, that's perfection.
It's magnificent first up bowl there from young Kira. And again, once again, dropping straight into that minimum length too, Barry.
Yeah, it's only, I've got that down just a metre past the minimum.
Yep.
So 22 metres. That's a nice reply. She gets her fingers out of the way, Kelsey. I can't say I've ever seen that, Brian. Someone marking a jack, or a bowl, sorry,
get hit,
and actually have a bowl hit their hands.
Yeah, no.
So there you go. That would have been a first.
It would have been a first, mate. Also, too, there'd be a bit of a ouch being stated at the same time.
I've seen some fingernails lost.
Yeah,
the old pick the bowl up and go to put it on the bank.
Yeah. I got hit in the ankle once at playing a 2-day tournament by an absolute gorilla who was playing for Capella at the time, and it's Justin O'Keefe. I'm still limping 25 years later.
Bourke on the forehand again.
Two great bowls from Kira. Two sensational lead bowls there.
So Robbie Allen's chosen to order a nice... What do you got there, Robbie? Nice toasty? Ours on the way, are they?
Yeah, definitely. Don't worry, mate. Robbie normally leaves me plenty of leftovers.
Great attempt there from Margaret Chandler. I don't mind that from Margaret. One in behind there.
Very good location there for a little trial, that's for sure.
Gives Kellie Paull something to play to. But Lynsey, she can trail it as well. It's going
holding
back to that
line nicely at this stage.
Lovely speed.
It's a great bowl from Lynsey just off that. Well done, holding 3 very good shots there, the Queensland combination. I wonder Kelsey's got a big smile on her face.
Yeah, they'll be, don't worry, inside. They'll be trying to get as many shots back as they can here after drawing their first game.
Yeah.
As you can see, across the rinks, New South Wales now hit the front 11-9 over NT. That game's been neck and neck, and it doesn't get any closer to that. Men's 4, South Australia 7-all over Queensland. And the Vic men, well, they're making a bit of a statement over there, 19-3 over Tasmania.
That's a huge
of course, that's
huge win there.
Tasmanian team.
Yep.
Josh Walker-Davis,
now
Oliver Morrison, Jeff Davis and Craig Morrison.
Kels coming to a very good home here by the looks of things, just running around the back there. Again, that's a very good covering bowl there from Lynsey Clarke, just covering the back there just nicely. So, Kellie once again just got a couple of feet away from her last bowl. She may have just overcorrected here slightly. She's a bit more weight than what she's after, but once again too, come to a very good home there, Kellie Paull. So Chloe Stewart standing on the mat already. She's keen. She's got the bowl in the hand. Looks like they're holding the 3 shots there, Queensland. Just looking at the call that Kels just called Chloe on there. So got Chloe playing a forehand. Nice little port down through here for her to come in. Once again too, she's on a pretty good line with this one here. Comes down to her weight as it starts working its way into the head now. It's a great bowl here from Chloe Stewart.
Wow.
It doesn't get much better than that, does it?
It's very good.
Just the sheer consistency of Chloe is a pleasure to watch, really, Barry, isn't it?
Yeah. Well, biomechanically, her delivery just looks on song. But, yeah, I think the muscle memory's there. Just that timing and tempo. It's just flowing nicely. That's off the back of putting in the hours. As we see Jennifer Redshaw on the backhand. Can she hit that Bourke bowl through the jack?
Fantastic.
Sit and stay. Well, what a shot.
What a great
Jennifer
bowl.
Redshaw, if you don't mind. At least 4 down there to now 1 up.
5-shot turnaround.
They're going to need more of those, though, as they sit 18-5 down.
Now Chloe too. This is the danger one. Chloe got a bowl in her hand.
Forehand, looking to trail the jack through the
likes
hole.
It. She likes it.
She couldn't, could she?
She likes it.
Well,
that was close.
Look at the weight control going to a great home, opening the head up for her skip in Kelsey Cottrell. And you got the contingent here of Taz of Tweed Heads and Club Helensvale.
Yep.
It's obviously a composite team. We're seeing some composite teams. We're seeing some club teams, Brian.
Yeah.
It's great to see that states out there and clubs out there, they can choose which one they want and go for it.
I think it's a pretty important aspect, Barry, is that when you get to a state title to be able to play with who you want to play with. You know, I don't think it should be restricted to your club mates. I think it should be more an open contest. And once again, you normally see some pretty reasonable combinations put together throughout each state. So
yeah, Dylan Fisher was telling us in Victoria to win your region event. Obviously, you've got to play someone in that region because then it goes on to states. So that doesn't allow you the opportunity. But here in Queensland, there isn't a region or a zone you've got to win. So it's open from the start as Kelsey Cottrell plays at perfection.
That was magnificent weight though, Barry. Just played that just to get that over there. And that was a big difference between an international and let's go to a Saturday social player is the weight control that they possess is absolutely outstanding to watch.
So why were you looking at Robbie Allen when you said Saturday social player?
Because I played bowls with him, mate. I know what it's like. See what I mean? One shot only. One shot. Most times he normally got 2 shots as a rule to me. It's all good fun, mate.
Yeah, I was thinking, why are you looking at Robbie? But anyway, Kelsey switching over to the backhand.
He knows. He goes all right for an old bloke, I'll tell you that right now. I'll tell you what, little trail on here. She's not going to be too far away.
Got the
Just
gap.
Found the gap. Little trail on there. You got 2 bowls there. You got Lynsey and Chloe just waiting in the wings there. But not to be. Once again, the pressure once again mounts on Sharon, running out of ends. A few shots down. So, as Barry said, it's very important to try and minimise the damage in this post-sectional play.
She's played it pretty well, Brian.
She's very close. Just going to run out of legs, mate.
Well, just underdoing
just hit that wind. We're just pulled it up slightly as the wind starts to get a little bit stronger.
So 1 shot, Queensland.
1 shot to the Kelsey Cottrell combination.
That was our shortest length of the match, 22 metres.
22 metres.
And South Australia, well, it's definitely go time. For them to get some reward out of winning their morning game, 12-10 over New South, they must reduce some deficit here. Out to 14 shots. If they can get it, maybe just work on trying to get it back under 10, Brian.
Yeah, puts them back a little bit, but really is a tough section though, Barry. It's you classify this section also in the men's section over there too. That Queensland in as the sections of death, I call them, because it's any one section to win, mate. And you see this one here just a little bit longer from the Queensland-led combination. And Kira's just showing her absolute skill. She's made it a bit longer, but what a start here by young Kira Bourke once again.
Yeah, it's been rock solid, leading from Kira Bourke.
Absolute sensational first up bowl there.
Did you see those photos, Brian, on Bowls Australia's Facebook of the club lit up at night?
Night time. Looks sensational, doesn't it?
That's absolutely.
An absolute picture.
Yeah.
Has she got the kitty? Oh, just missed it.
Not bad, though.
Margaret.
Handy home there.
Yep. Now, Kira. Every time I see Kira play, her game just seems to improve and improve and improve. But once again, too, I think she's putting in the big hours too, though, Barry.
So we'll bring you next round, 3 o'clock. We'll bring you the men's fours. New South Wales, Twining, Minter, Bouse and Schreiner taking on ACT, Barry, Bruce, Alderman and Hill. That'll be at 3 o'clock. Men's fours action, round 3. That'll be the deciding game for the sections. And then tonight, it'll be the women's fours final as we rotate genders. back to the women's game, 6:15 p.m. tonight, and we'll try and keep you up to date throughout the afternoon on who that will be. And as we've seen the last few days, we really don't know sometimes right up until the last bowl. We saw that game yesterday, Tasmania versus South Australia in the women's pairs. Rebecca Van Ash having last bowl to decide who goes through to the gold medal game. So that's where the competition is at, ladies and gentlemen. These matches of the highest quality. And the mathematics does definitely play a part as these players are approaching the last few ends.
Oh, absolutely, Barry. Once again, too, you can just see the head there. It's as you see the run just absolutely to perfection. The wind's starting to play a little bit of havoc with the bowlers as they're just adjusting once again to the conditions. The green got a little bit more run now, as Barry was saying before. This wind's drying it out. It's becoming a little bit inconsistent with the breeze, so they're just adapting at this stage. Again, it's not a bad bowler sitting just there, so Lynsey with the opportunity for a little trail. Looking to trail, just to trail that kitty into that pack there. You got 3 bowls there waiting for it.
Yeah, Lynsey's really played this hand well.
Well, look how far that's come back, Barry.
And it's right on top of it here, Brian.
What a great bowl.
Little
Great
jab
bowl.
of the jack there. Touch up, jack high. Kelsey high five. She's happy. Holding 2. Lynsey Clarke, what a luxury playing second. And you get asked that question a lot, Brian. Barry, if you could have a good lead or a good second, well, I don't know. Well, the more I play bowls and sort of get my head around this game, year after year, it's a very good luxury when you've got a really good second, isn't it? Backing up your lead. I call them the glue. Backing up your lead and taking the pressure off your third.
I couldn't agree more, Barry. One thing about second also too is that if your lead fails, he's got to be capable enough to split ahead, and that's not only draw, play a positional bowl and split ahead. So there's the skill set he must have is quite extensive. It's not just a matter about drawing, but like most very good singles players make very good leads. Now, Barry, what, you left for Australia for 12 years?
Yeah, on and off for a bit more than that, but yeah, majority of the time.
Which tells me that you're a pretty good draw player. You don't play for Australia for 12 years playing lead if you can't draw a shot.
And another major component of that, and you'll see with successful teams, is the lead. The leads that play well, a lot of the time, are the leads willing to do it, and they love the role.
Oh, yeah.
You know, it's like a tagger in football. We say, listen, you go out and keep that player to 10 or 15 possessions. Sorry to talk about AFL, Brian.
No, but it's okay, mate. It's fine.
But, I mean, they don't get all the glory, but they've just shut down the opposition's best player.
That's right.
And the tagger's become ultimately the best player on the team.
Yeah,
so
and that's what it's all about, mate.
Play your role.
This bowl here from Chloe Stewart. That's a sensational bowl from Chloe. Once again, just tucking the kitty off there. And that's a true story, though. Like, I mean, to me in fours, I mean, you hear in clubland, you hear a lot of people saying, oh, my God, we're playing fours and I'm playing lead. You know, so well, what's wrong with that? They say, oh, my bowls never count. But you're applying pressure from the opposition if you can put that bowl in that zone, Barry.
Yeah, get a thrill out of it. Yeah, you know? Get a thrill out of setting up your teammates. And as we see this one coming in here from Jennifer Redshaw, will it make it?
Just going to pull up.
Oh, what a line.
Perfect.
So as it sits at the moment, Queensland, I really feel they're holding 2 shots. The bowl with the chalk on it there from
Lynsey.
Chloe Stewart, and that bowl over at 9 o'clock there of Lynsey Clarke's. I believe that's second. So interesting to see here if Sharon Cavanagh, when she gets her opportunity, if she tries to come down and trail that jack to the little pocket of bowls over there at 4 o'clock.
Yeah, they've got a few there, haven't they? Got a couple there waiting in the wings.
And Kelsey, I think she'll be just looking to turn this bowl over of Lynsey's or shut it down herself. Just going to go under. Doesn't want to promote that front one. Careful.
Beautiful weight control there.
Beautiful.
You classify that as well left.
Yeah, not about home. There is a big moment here in this match for Sharon Cavanagh. Any touch of the jack down on the forehand. Trail it to that turquoise bowl over at 4 o'clock. Can make 3. And do they need it?
Tell you what, she's in the region too. She's not going to be too far away.
Very close here, Brian.
Great looking bowl here from Sharon.
Jack for 3. Well, sat the bowl for 1. That'll do.
Well, maybe a couple there. May have bought that. No, wouldn't have.
Jennifer Redshaw just putting up the 1 finger there. But
yeah. Now, change of hand here for Kelsey. I think she's been caught on the backhand. Possibly to sit that bowl. Comes down to her weight. Once again, she's in a beautiful area.
Oh, how good does this look, Brian Marshall?
This is a sensational looking bowl here from
Here it
Kelsey.
comes.
Shot bowl.
What a shot.
That's a
Little
great
slide off the front, but you're talking millimetres, ladies and gentlemen.
That's a great bowl.
Look at the weight control. You said it with her first, Brian. She switches from forehand perfect weight control, backhand perfect weight control.
Absolutely sensational. And the winner is...
Okay. I'd love to see Sharon Cavanagh come down and have a look at this. A lot has happened in the last 60 seconds.
Yeah, and that's true too. And also too, it just slows the game down, slows the tempo down.
Because for me, it's backhand down through the paw, clean a few out, kick the jack out to that wing bowl.
Well, is she going to be on it? She's just going to drop under it.
I don't think there's a contingency in here,
Brian. She's going to get the yellow bowl. She has. Well, probably just fell out.
Always running away.
Oh, probably having a good look at this.
It's going to be a... Okay, so Lynsey's bowl's not, from that angle, not as close as it does look from where we are. So might have done enough.
It's going to be pretty close.
1 to Lynsey Clarke's dark blue bowl there. So it's 1 to Queensland.
Definitely look like that.
3 ends in a row for Queensland.
Yep.
They go to 20-5. And 15 shots in it with 4 ends to play. And guess what, Brian? Surprise, surprise. Matt on the tee.
He'd be going back.
Kelsey's up the green.
21 metres. But once again, too, though, with all due respect, though, Barry, you look at the score and you think it's an absolute flogging, but the quality of play has been absolutely sensational. It has brought the best bowls out of that Queensland combination.
Sure has.
It's brought them. They had to play at the top of their game to get the shots that's required. And that what happens a hell of a lot, though, doesn't it? You know what I mean? It does happen a hell of a lot, mate.
Yeah, you said about the Saturday bowler and even the midweek bowler, but if you want to be a bit better than that, practice the extremes. Yeah. As we see here, the best players in the world, all Australian level players here, they're testing out the team from South Australia on the extremes, and you got to be ready for it. And even do it yourself sometimes and be comfortable with it.
That's right. And this girl here has been applying the pressure from the very first bowl as a rule. Young Bourke, she's had an outstanding game. Once again, too, definitely within that umbrella area there. Just sitting just in behind the head there. Top little location. Let's put the pressure straight on Margaret. Playing, saw that. Again, you see this bowl just starting to work its way back now. It's not going to be shot, but I tell you what, it's in a pretty handy location there, just sitting just in behind the jack. But Kira, once again, too, I think as she's proven throughout the game, she just keeps improving with every bowl. Absolutely beautiful delivery there, very mechanical, as you can see. As she gets a little bit taller, she's had to adjust. Yeah, that's 2 good bowls there from Kira. See Serena Bonnell and Brett Clifford there standing behind the rink. Again, look at this reply here from Margaret, not far away at all. That's a great correction there from Margaret. That's going to put Lynsey onto her forehand. Now, the danger there, Barry, isn't it, is that she can play the perfect bowl here but still be down with that first bowl there of Margaret's.
Yeah, very true. They've got plenty of shots up their sleeve, but they still want to get more.
They need that margin, don't they?
And talking about sleeves, you can see the girls there. We're all wearing the spalms.
Yeah.
Fantastic initiative for the sport. Many people out there. I've shook many hands over the years with stitches and bandages and seen people with cancers cut out. And you got to get out there, wear your sunscreen, wear your hat, your sunnies, and protect as much skin as you can.
Couldn't agree more with that, mate. Having been a greenkeeper for over 50 years, mate, and kept my skin surgeon in the lifestyle he's become accustomed to.
Probably help him buy another house, did you?
Yeah, still keeping his Rolls Royce on the road for him, mate, I can assure you. Now, Lynsey, just trying to cut weight down. I think she's just overcorrected slightly with this one. Like Lynsey has had a great game. But that's probably her worst bowl I've seen her play in
She was due.
2 weeks.
Yeah, no, definitely due.
She has played some sensational bowls.
You can sort of see the look on her face, sort of like, where did that come from? I've been going really well.
Well, and that's true.
But this is what I've been sort of calling for a while here, Brian. To play their hand now.
Yeah.
Come down, sit there nearest bowl, close, but go to a good home.
Yep. Okay, Chloe playing with a lot of confidence, as Barry said. There should be a couple down here. Head's really setting up for the South Australians, in my opinion. You've got plenty of options. Chloe, the same delivery every single time. This is going to be awfully close as it starts working its way back in now. Even if she sits this second shot here, which she has done, that's a good bowl from Chloe.
Yeah, it's enough for second, I believe. Potentially third.
Yep.
So those two bowls with the red stickers on there. Nice release from the tall Jennifer Redshaw. Loving this line so far. It's got looking the goods.
Beautiful weight too.
Will it slow down?
Going to sit Chloe. Beautiful bowl there from Jennifer.
Great shot.
That's possibly 3 shots there, though, then, if that's the case, Barry, with those 2 red bowls, just looking at that other angle that Robbie had it on there a few minutes ago.
Yeah, well, we've mentioned it a few times the last few days, the effective rate by playing the wide side. I felt SA may have persisted too long on that narrow side. I think they should have really caught on to what the Queensland team were doing, playing this one side of the rink.
That's a very, very good call, that, mate, because I think that's been my personal opinion, that's been their downfall in this game, is that they just persevered there a little bit too long.
Yeah, there's a little saying, go where the locals go.
Yep.
If you go to an away venue,
100%.
come up against maybe a hot team,
yeah,
see what they're doing, and wherever they go, I encourage go with them. They're going there because they know the conditions, and these 4 Queenslanders, they've played on these greens, and this one in particular, a lot over the years.
Yeah, it's the green here, as you said before, mate. Running absolutely superbly. It's about to go out for renovation. It's in very good condition. So normally when they go out in good condition, it doesn't take them long to bring them back.
Yeah, I remember I was here a couple of years ago for a reno, and this green here, it literally looked better than some carpets. It was phenomenal the way the team put it into renovation. As Kelsey Cottrell, forehand, looking to sit the shot bowl or trail the jack. Needs to break hard from there. Again,
she hardly let that go. And look at the finish on that.
Yeah, this one here, same thing.
Yep.
23 metres. So South Australia, Brian, will they have a team chat if they win this end and go long?
Well, I would. Go long, don't they? I would. I'd go TT. Definitely go 2-2. Change it. Vary it. No one's tried it. What did you say before? The longest so far has been 30 metres.
Yep.
So definitely. Well, that
flops back.
That flops back. That could be in.
Yep.
Could be in the count. So a big bowl here from Kelsey.
Kelsey potentially 3 down here.
Now, does this start playing in their mind? They dropped a 5 last time around to have a draw. Does it start getting in their head?
Yeah, I
don't think it will.
I think it'll, I'm sure they've let it go, but I think they'll assess it at the end of the day.
Yep.
That turns up a few times might help.
Well, that
bit of a clap.
Ease the pain by the looks of that.
That is potentially second shot. So a trail of the jack here for Sharon Cavanagh. And
worth 5?
I reckon if she trails it about a foot to 18 inches, she can make 4 or 5.
Well, maybe just a little bit too much run.
Well, if she's got dead weight, she might get back for a counter. No, just going past. So that front white bolt, got a feeling that might be the one keeping South Australia out of a number here. And one it is. So will we see a team meeting? Have a team meeting. Talk about lengths. Talk about hands. Just stay connected with the players. When you're down 20-6,
you've got to vary it.
Yeah. But what I'd like to see here from Sharon, just call the team in and just say, hey,
slow down the tempo.
Yeah, let's grab a moment. Let's stay connected.
Yep.
How are we all feeling out here? We having fun? No, yeah. Okay, probably not. But let's finish on a high. We've got 3 ends to do our best.
Let's win 3 out of 3.
Ditch to ditch, I'd encourage, because this Jackaroos team pretty much has dominated proceedings with the short jacks, and I'm very surprised to see Sharon standing way up the green, where the majority of this game's been played. So I didn't see this coming, Brian.
No, well, they're basically playing just over what Queensland have been playing, haven't they?
Yeah, I've got this 25 metres.
Which is basically the length. 22, 23, 24 is what Queensland's been playing. I thought it would have gone 2-2, mate. But hey...
So a few comments coming through. Thanks to everyone that's tuning in from all around the world. Grab the link, give it a share. Share it to your connections.
Look, Kira just showing her versatility here. There, straight on her backhand, and look at this for a starter.
Yeah, absolutely nailing that line. Yeah. And they just feel at home with this length.
Yeah, that's what I can't understand. I really can't.
No, and look, Brian, we see a bit of it in this day and age. We see the odd husband or wife or friend sitting on the bank as a bit of a fifth player, or in pairs a third player, just giving some feedback to the team. And if I was out there now, I'd be saying, hey, Sharon, what do you reckon? Maybe just stretch the opposition out, see if we can find a weakness somewhere. Yeah. And knowing that whether it doesn't come off, you can come off the green and go, all right, we took Kira out for a couple of ends.
And it worked.
And it worked, or, and we just broke the pattern up, or even something to try moving into the last round.
Well, I remember many years ago, Barry, when Helensville were at their peak, the moment they got into trouble, 2-2.
Yep.
2-2. The moment they got into any trouble. And gee whiz, didn't they win some games back in those days? I see Vic, it looks as though they're off the green. Looks as though they've had a very convincing win over the Tasmanian.
Yeah, we'll keep you updated there. That scoreboard's been ticked over. So Tasmania scoring the 6 there. And Victoria, that's completed. 15 ends, Tassie 6. Looks to be Victoria 20. So it's a nice margin for the Victorians.
It's a great win. We see Lynsey again playing this hand. Look at this here for a bowl. Gee whiz, she's played that brilliantly, hasn't she?
And then we're locked in at 8-all there. South Australia taking it to the home ground heroes in Queensland. 8-all after 11. Kane Nelson, hands on his head. Well, that one's still got 4 ends to play, but that's going to be a really big match. A huge result in the context of everything.
Well, I'd say, by the looks of that there, I'd say he's 4 down over there. Kane. That's why he's got his hands on his head.
Does have 1 to play.
Yep. I've changed that to 5 down now. Okay, Lynsey doesn't have to beat much on her last bowl. Very close. 18
inches of weight required by Lynsey Clarke.
Tell you what, she's on a beautiful line.
Maybe a little promotion then.
That's what she's looking at. She's just going to miss it. Well, I'd say that's what she was playing for there by looks of things. She probably would have come through for 2 shots there too, Barry, with that type of weight.
As we've seen all week, composite teams wearing different uniforms. So in some states, the composite rule applies, where you can get together with some players from other states, and Kelsey Cottrell wearing the Helensville gear and the other girls in the club tweed gear.
Well, Tyler's got the mat. So
maybe it was, maybe his hands were on his head because he was close to scoring more.
Maybe his hands were on his head, mate, because he's getting tired. He's had a big few weeks.
He's
fantastic young
lives
man,
in the gym these days, young Sugar Cane.
Yeah, he's fantastic.
I nicknamed him Sugar. I claim it too, Brian. I said to him at state trials a couple of years ago, I said, mate, what's your nickname? We can't keep calling you Cane. Yeah. Nice shot there from Chloe.
Bit lucky. Bit of a straightener, but played once again, Barry, with incredible weight.
And he goes, no, I don't really have a nickname, just Cane,
Sugar.
Kano.
Yep.
I thought, well, okay, something's got to be done there.
It's stuck ever since.
Sugar Cane.
See Tyler there, got a good first up bowl. Got a bit of interest in that game. Okay, we see Jennifer on the mat at the moment, sticking to her forehand, being a left-hander. Playing back towards the club rooms here at Broadbeach Bowls Club, the home of the Bulls. Yeah, great bowl there too from Jennifer. Trailed it's got 2 shots there out of that one, I'd say, by the looks of that. So well done there to Jennifer Renshaw. Now Chloe says, give me a go at this. Oh, I don't think she's sent it. Oh, I think she's not happy with that one. But hey, can guarantee you that in 2.5 weeks, that's the worst time I've ever seen. That's the worst bowl I've seen, Chloe.
Time for a little snack here. Keep the
snack.
glucose up, Brian.
Beautiful, mate.
Some red frogs.
Uncle Bronny favourite.
I love the green frogs that actually sit on the window when it's raining at home.
Mate, we've got plenty of them out at
green tree frogs.
Coralman Valley. Night time they come out in force. Absolutely magnificent.
Sharon Cavanagh. She's about 3 feet to add here. Holding 2. And do they need them? Needs to pull up.
Good looking bowl here.
She's played it well. In behind.
Absolutely sensational bowl there.
Great shot. So Kelsey Cottrell, for the first time really in this match, down a decent multiple.
Beautiful line here from Kelsey.
Needs to get there. Spinning up. Well, it's enough for second.
Second shot. That's what she was after with her first one. Couple of ends to go. Handy lead. With one to drop a multiple. Secure second shot. Sharon sent it on its way. She put it out there. Starts working its way back. Got to have just a little bit too much run on this one, I think. Just over-corrected slightly. Now, Kelsey doesn't have to change too much. Maybe just a little bit more grass. Oh, Northern Territory girls are up in heart. They're up quite happy. Now, Kelsey's definitely got the extra grass. I just don't think she's quite got the weight, though. A very good attempt. 2 good bowls there from Kelsey. I wouldn't be too disappointed with them, Kelsey.
So 1 shot to South Australia.
Yeah. Once again, too, the importance of not dropping multiple, isn't it, Barry? It shows at the end of the scoreline.
Absolutely, Brian. And that takes the score 20-7. It did threaten to get right away from them, South Australia, but
they've won the last few ends, though, mate.
As I said about 3 or 4 ends ago, if they can get it around the 10 mark, I reckon they've done all right.
They've done well.
It's always good in a game of bowls to set some targets, to try and look at the defence option first. All right, can we keep the opposition, say, in a pennant game to 15 or 18 or less? Set a target. Try and tick some boxes off as you go. And I think if South Australia, from being 20-5 down, if they can somehow get it around that 10 marker,
they've done well.
And it was 13-3 as well, so 10 shots. So it's those multiples, but back-to-back ends for South Australia with 2 ends to play.
You'd want to win the last 2 ends.
And as we've been begging for, Brian, it's a long end.
It's fantastic to see.
So ditch to ditch. Matt only just slightly up, but pretty much 34 metres of length here.
Okay, Kira. Can she adjust to the extra length? Everything she's done so far, she's been able to do pretty well.
And one of if not Kira's worst bowl for the game, and absolutely. Off the back of what, Brian?
That's actually what we've been
34 metres.
34 metres.
It just goes to show, as good as these players are, just changing a length, forcing a player on a new hand, breaking up that muscle memory can cause a bowl like that. Now, it's not a bad bowl, but, I mean, we haven't seen that from Kira on that real short length.
She's been peppering that kitty the whole game. This is the thing. I think that Margaret's left Kira plenty of room here, though, Barry, and this could be the danger.
1 yard of weight required for Kira Bourke. Breeze gusting too. You can feel that there, Brian. Will that play any part in this delivery?
Yes, it will.
Well, you can see the wind just grabbing that.
Grabbed it right there, but still didn't have the weight to get there, though.
So there you have it. That's a perfect example.
Changing the length once again.
Just changing. Now, I feel, once again, 4 or 5 ends too late, but it's something they should definitely take into their last game, South Australia. They're going to have at least one win going into the last sectional game.
Yeah, better weight on this one here too by Kellie. Good looking bowl here. Sit just in behind the head.
Needs to pull up. Well, it's 3 shots.
Yep.
Early days, but still 3. So they've won the front end battle so far.
Lynsey Clarke should be very comfortable at any length, really, Lynsey. Again, though, just struggling at this length.
And when you look at the averages, I've got all the lengths written down here. I'd put it down to around about, even with this last one being 34, you're still around the 25 metre mark, 26 metre mark across the game. So it's been definitely played on the shorter side of things, this match. Hence the reason they're getting through the ends quite easily.
Yeah. And again, too, just cutting the grass line here once again.
So, as we see, the men's 4s, Victoria, big win there over Tasmania. And apologies earlier. I've got it written down as Craig Morrison here. It's Chad. So, was that his nickname, Chad? But anyway, well done to that team at Tassie. Having a crack against...
A great bowl here from Lynsey. Look at this for a bowl.
Pretty strong Victorian team. Lynsey Clarke.
What a bowl. Sensational bowl from Lynsey.
And
give her 2 bowls, 1 out of 2. Great bowl.
I'll just confirm. I know I'm friends with Chad on Facebook. Yep, definitely Chad. And Victoria, big win there. So 20-6. Women's 4s. Not over there. Well, little edge.
A little bit under.
13, New South Wales plays NT 9, and that one over there on the end rink, that's been some phenomenal heads. Look at that, Brian. Look at the head of bowls over there.
Yep.
SA boys taking it to Queensland.
Well, they are. Both those bowls are Craig Mills. I saw him play them.
So Nathan Black getting on the mat. We'll keep you up to date with that one.
Yeah, Chloe Stewart. What a bowl here from Chloe. Once again, just adapting to the new length and the movement of the kitty. Absolutely sensational.
Yeah, you can see the great shot there from Chloe, but previous to that, SA won the first 4 bowls, first 4 bowl battle, and much of it came down to just breaking the opposition's pattern up. It's not always necessary about the length. It's breaking the pattern of the game up when your opposition's got on a run. And when you see
again, just missing it.
When you see the amount of ends Queensland's won and the multiples they've won, all the ingredients read that something has to change. Winning ends, winning multiples, that's the reason why South Australia's gone long. Doesn't necessarily have to be the length, but something has to change.
Something has to change.
And in this case, Queensland, so far,